We all understand why it's important for us to forgive, and we've looked at 3 attributes of forgiveness that make the process easier. Now here are a few others that give us the tools to let go, forgive, and even rebuild damaged relationships. This attribute is about going back to the point where love began. This goes a long way in healing rifts with family members and is essential in marriages when 2 people drift apart. You have to find a point in your relationship that is on a higher plane than where the hurt is. Find that place.
You got to have something deeper for forgiveness to win the day. There are certain assets, beauty, talents, and so forth in that other person that I still find meaningful and glorious and worth my time.
When you're close to someone, the hurt goes deeper, and so in that way, it's more difficult to forgive. But you want to forgive all that much more because you care about them so much.
The next attribute is called compassion. After hurt, we must be open-minded and remain willing for a rebirth, a new beginning. After things have gone wrong is often the best time to take a relationship to another level. With a clean slate, you have an opportunity to reconnect in a realistic, meaningful way. The next attribute is patience. Leave the door open. Just because we didn't reconcile last week, month, year, doesn't mean that we can't forgive each other later. Time heals many wounds. What seems impossible today may be possible tomorrow. Give time a chance to do its magic.
Come back and let's talk about your perspective on this and see how that perspective might change with time. You can have more understanding of what that person might have been trying to do, and maybe I overreacted, maybe I could have handled it differently. You become more open to a kind of self-awareness and a self-assessment.
The next attribute is truthful. The medieval monk Thomas Kempis said, "Know all and you will forgive all," meaning that if we knew all the details that led up to a perceived offense, forgiveness would come more easily. In Hebrew, the letter that makes up the word emet, or truth, are the first, last, and middle letters of the alphabet. The idea is that unless you know the story from the beginning, the middle, and the end, you don't know the truth. The next attribute asks that we look at the deed in context of an entire relationship. Often when someone hurts us, we see the act in isolation. We forget all the kind acts, the friendliness that may have preceded it at other times. Instead, we freeze frame, focus on tiny hurtful moments. Try to view it in context of the entire relationship. Even good, kind people make mistakes. If you balance the mistake with the positive actions of the past, you might find room for forgiveness.
Something that I think is so positive about forgiveness is that we really open up our hearts to seeing something from someone else's perspective. Forgiveness wasn't something I had really thought about until my senior year of college. I was in a university singing program, and everything up until that point was absolutely wonderful. And what really made that experience wonderful was the professor and the mentor that I had. One day, he questioned me about an instrument that had gone missing, and from that day forward, everything really changed. I couldn't believe that he was accusing me of stealing the instrument. I remember feeling so betrayed and so hurt. Over the course of time, I learned that he had a lot of struggles in his own life. I realized that it wasn't all about me. I was able to really come to peace with the situation and move forward.
The new year begins with Yom Kippur, a day of forgiveness, because you can't move forward if you're looking backwards. You can't create a tomorrow if you're burdened with all the baggage of yesterday. Forgiveness allows you to cleanse your heart, restore love and friendship to what it once was. So allow for a new beginning. Leave the door open. Rebuild, reboot. Your life depends on it.